Hello folks and welcome to the Ritz Cracker Raceway. We are here for the Ritz 300 and we are sure to be in for a great race on this road course. There are lots of turns and surprisingly little place to pass on this skinny track, so I think we'll take a look at the lineup now. Jimmy Johnson won the pole this week, followed by Juan Pablo Montoya. Casey Kane and Kevin Harvick are in the next row, followed by Joey Logano and Kyle Busch. Clint Boyer and Eric Almirola are next, and Tony Stewart and Denny Hamlin round out your top 10. Trevor Baynes 11th, followed by Brad Keselowski, and Greg Biffle and Ryan Newman are next. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is 15, Jeff Gordon is 16. Martin Truex Jr. and Mark Martin, the teammates, are in the next row. Danica Patrick and Jeff Burton are next, followed by Bobby Labonte and Jay McMurray, Matt Kenseth and Kevin Harvick, and Paul Menard, who rounds out the bottom of this field to start. So they are going for the pace lap. It's one pace lap, and then they will get the green flag here, and it's gonna be interesting to see who will be able to make a move from the back, as many people can normally. Jimmy and Montoya leading the field off. Jimmy gets a slight lead at the beginning as they enter the U, and he secures that lead as he cuts in front of Montoya. They are bunched up back there. Boyer, Logano, Hamlin 3 wide. Everyone else is 2 wide. Nice battles going on at the back, as Jimmy Johnson will, and that's very close. I think he will lead the lap over Juan Pablo Montoya, but Montoya will take the lead now, as Harvick trying to make a pass on Jimmy for second. He's cutting inside. Harvick will make that pass, and Montoya now has a slightly larger lead as he continues to extend it. Jimmy, Boyer, and Kyle Busch round out your top 5. Tony Stewart's right there as well. Nice battles already here as Montoya continues to extend his lead, and a good battle at the back with Newman, Bain, Martin Jr., and Danica Patrick. Danica is going to pass 3 wide there. Biffle coming into the mix at the end. Montoya here is just continuing to lead safely, as good battles throughout the mix here. Everyone in the middle of the pack basically with someone else, as Jimmy Johnson, Clint Boyer back for third. Clint and Jimmy, they wiggle, but nothing happens, and no wreck there. That was a close one, though. And Jimmy just maintaining that spot now. And Montoya's starting to complain of a tire rub or vibration, and hope doesn't get too serious, because he's had a real nice day so far. But we'll see. Now, a battle for 6th as Almirola is passing Kyle Busch, and Jeff Gordon will follow as well. Kyle is losing ground quickly now as he's dropped a couple spots in the last couple laps. Montoya and Harvick still the same gap apart. We have trouble in the backstretch. McMurray involved. Trevor Bayne involved. The back of the pack files through. These cars have not been involved near the top of the field all day long, and apparently they won't be, as Truex Jr. gets into the back of Bayne, and then McMurray looks like he gets trapped. And we will take a slower look at this. Bayne just cuts up in front of Truex. Nothing really for him to do, as he's lucky to avoid much contact with the wall. And then McMurray just trying to get around it, but nowhere to go. He smashes into Bayne's car and hits the wall hard. And that will probably be the end of the day for both of those cars. And Montoya's issue must have been much more serious than anticipated, because Montoya is in the pits now, and there goes his chance at the win. We'll have 2 laps left on the restart, and that is not going to go well for him. Bobby Labonte and Carl Edwards are also in the pits. They are at the back of the field just getting fresh tires. And that's a big shocker, big opportunity for Kevin Harvick and Jimmy Johnson now in the front row. They will lead him off, 2 laps to go. Harvick was in the prime spot there, but he spun the tires on the restart. It looked like Jimmy and Boyer on the outside get a good run, and they are going to be the 2 leaders now, battling with almost just over a lap to go. Boyer cutting to the inside of Johnson. Boyer will take the lead, a lap to go. Can Johnson catch back up or not? We will see as they enter the U. Boyer's lead extending, and this looks good for Boyer so far. Harvick in front of Gordon for third, but it's not going to matter. Clint Boyer is the leader. They enter the final turn. Boyer's going to win the race. Jimmy Johnson comes across second. Harvick, Gordon, Almirola 5th. And Ryan Newman rounds out your top 10. Montoya with a great comeback to finish 13th. He passed a lot of cars in those 2 laps, which is hard to do, but Here are your results. Is Clint Boyer the winner, Jimmy Johnson second, Kevin Harvick third. Jeff Gordon finishes fourth, Eric Almirola finishes fifth, and Danica Patrick with a great finish in sixth. Denny Hamlin was seventh, Tony Stewart was eighth, Kyle Busch was ninth, and Ryan Newman rounds out your top 10, with Casey Kane 11th and Brad Keselowski 12th, just where he started. Juan Pablo Montoya, huge disappointment for a 13th finish. Greg Biffle and Paul Menard were 14-15. 16 was Dale Earnhardt Jr., 17 was Joey Logano. Mark Martin, Bobby Labonte, Jeff Burton all didn't gain much ground today. They stayed at the back of the field. Martin Truex Jr. involved in that wreck. Carl Edwards, Matt Kenseth, Trevor Bayne, and Jamie McMurray. Those last two who were involved in that wreck in the middle of the race. Congratulations to Clint Boyer. A great race for the 5 Hour Energy team.